Now these are two very important things when it comes to musky fishing and tackling the beast. Basically your line is what you're going to spool your musky reel with. So once you get your musky reel and your rod, you're going to spool it. My preference of line is nothing under a 100-pound test. I prefer a 100-pound braid. There's no stretch in this. We're just talking about casting. Trolling's a whole other ball game. For casting a 100-pound braided line, Power Pro is what I use. That's my recommendation. You don't want to use anything less than that. Maybe 3 weeks ago, I picked up a brand new musky reel. I spooled it with 60-pound Power Pro. And you know, I caught fish on it. That wasn't the issue. But as you'll see in this video coming up, casting these big baits is the issue. When you're casting a pounder or a Medusa or even a Magnum dog, it takes a toll on that lower pound braided line.
Oh my God!
And as you can see, I snapped off 3 to 4 times. This was just an experiment that I was doing. So this just proves you want to use a 100-pound line. You get away with 80, but why not use 100? 100-pound Power Pro is the best thing you can use. Yeah, you can catch a muskie on 5-pound mono, but that's not the point. 100-pound is going to give you the power for hook sets, casting these big baits. If you get a backlash, which it happens to everyone, if you get a backlash and you're using 40-pound braid, 50-pound braid, that $20, $30 lure is gone. 100-pound, you won't lose lures doing that. If it backlashes, it's going to pull the rod out of your hands before you snap off and lose that lure. So a 100-pound Power Pro braided line is what you want to use, nothing else. Next, when it comes to musky fishing leaders, my preference, well, what I've used for the last 3 years has basically been tire ant leaders. You can see they're pretty common. You can pick them up. Awesome company. I don't have any association with them, so you know this isn't a paid plug or anything. But what I have here is a, let's see, 130-pound 18-inch leader. I believe these come in 12 or 15 and 18. That's what I use. That's what I'm running in all my setups. That's what I'm going to be running for my guiding business and everything, personal fishing. This is what I use. These are double crimped 130-pound fluorocarbon leaders. Yeah, you can use wire, and you know, wire's going to bend and get all, you know, jibber-jabbied up. Fluorocarbon I've never had an issue with. That's my recommendation. 100-pound line to a minimum of 130-pound fluorocarbon leader. Double crimped. I don't like tying my own. I prefer to buy these. And Tyrant has just what I need. 2 packs, and they're about 12 bucks for 2 packs. So, you know, it's a good deal. Now, as to why having high test line and leaders is important. I've seen it 100 times. Like I said, the experiment I did, I used 60-pound, and I didn't break off on any fish. On the 8, on any far hook sets, close hook sets, I didn't break off on any fish using 60-pound braided line. But the problem was, that line cinches on itself. You're not, after casting those big lures, that 60-pound diameter is very thin. It tightens up on itself, and sooner than later, it's just going to snap. Because there's no meat to it. It's very thin line compared to 100-pound. So like I said, I never broke off on anything on 60-pound line. But after, let's say, 2 days of musky fishing, 3 days of musky fishing, I was finding that was snapping and I was losing my lures because of that. So that could result in a lost fish. So that's why it's important to use 100-pound. Backlashes, the wear and tear, it's going to stand up to the musky fishing that you're doing. And for leaders, like I said, wire leaders, a couple fish, you get some snags, it's going to get all jumbled up, it's going to be hard to get back in place. Fluoro, 130-pound minimum, double crimped. That's what I like to use. You know, the only time you're ever going to have an issue with a leader is if you're using 30-pound wire or, you know, really light fluoro leaders. The only time I've ever seen an issue with one of these leaders is from a guy shore fishing, hooked into a fish probably 3 feet from shore, and he was standing, let's say, 5-6 feet up on the ledge on the pier. When he hooked into it, just the way that he hooked straight up and the way that fish had it, it sliced through this. Other than that, I've never had an issue with these. These are my go-to leaders. I don't think it matters that it's clear. I don't think the fish are in that big of a, you know, in the water that I'm fishing at least, I don't think it matters that much. So 100-pound braid Power Pro and these Tyrant 130-pound fluorocarbon double crimped leaders. That's my recommendations. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We got awesome videos to come. Let me know how you enjoyed this video. Leave a like. Thanks for watching.